Here's part 2 of the most shocking x-ray photos. This ain't the first photo of shooting a nail gun into the head. They gotta stop handing them out like candy and start training people on how to use these goddamn things. Otherwise, you'll end up like 39-year-old Isidro Mejia here, who took 6 nails to the head. Believe it or not, he survived. This doctor is showing a fork removed from an Israeli woman who swallowed it while trying to catch a bug that flew into her mouth. Holy cow! If she can take that down, imagine what else she can swallow. How little of a brain do you have to not realize there's a nail stuck in your brain? Dante Altuyo didn't even realize this until 36 hours after shooting a nail into his head with a nail gun, then later going to the hospital complaining of nausea. Imagine making it all the way to 86 unharmed. Leroy Leuchter was in good enough shape to be gardening when he dropped some pruning shears blade side into the ground. When he went to pick them up, he fell face down into the handle and impaled his eye socket. Sad story, but he's lucky enough to be alive with a badass picture to show off to his grandkids, who might want to consider helping Gramps out in the yard in the future. Can you guess what these are? Magnets! Did you guess right? I don't care. Moving on. This looks like an acupuncture job gone wrong. I don't know what he did to deserve this, but a 2-year-old boy from Brazil had 50 sewing needles stuck in his body one by one. It's hard to imagine him doing this to himself considering how painful it must be. So it sounds like a case of parenting that's a little below average. Just a little. Lu Chong is an 11-year-old Chinese sharpshooter who was impaled in the face by an arrow from one of his teammates. Sounds like his homies have a lot more training to do. Even if you did fall on your car keys, how do they end up getting stuck like this? That's exactly what happened to 17-month-old Nicholas Holderman, who miraculously walked away without any permanent damage whatsoever. So most of these people walked away without any permanent damage, but unfortunately, not this guy. Michael Hill suffers from memory damage and paralysis in his left hand after answering the door to his friend's house when, boom, he was stabbed in the head by an unknown stranger. So maybe he didn't walk away unharmed, but it's pretty impressive that he's even alive, judging from this photo. And now, for #1 most shocking x-ray photo. For more videos, subscribe here. Oh, Australia, the land of the finest imported criminals. This is what happens when you get into a fight over there. Shafiq El Fakri had a chair thrown at him by some Aussie asshole in Melbourne. The chair's metal leg pierced his eye socket and neck, and it forced his eyeball to move to the side, and he spent a month in intensive care. What's crazy is that he's recovered 95% of his vision, but still suffers from a raspy voice. Judging from this photo, he must have had some pretty good doctors to walk away with just a raspy voice. I'll bet they weren't Australian. Be sure to check out our biggest female body parts ever by clicking here. For better.